Welcome to Energetics with Kim and Veronica, where we invite you to nourish the energy of your inner why, your inner healing, magic, prosperity, your curiosity, clarity, playfulness. Welcome home.
Hello, and welcome to another podcast of Energetics. I am Veronica, and I'm here joined by my beautiful partner, Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hello, Miss Veronica. Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. We love that you listen, that you watch. Every morsel of your being that's joining us is a contribution. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Even if you're joining just for a few minutes, you're bringing forward energy, information, consciousness that benefits all of us. So thank you. And we explore on this podcast everything inner as it relates to emotions, mindset, energetics, all the things. And we really like to talk about what has worked for us as we have walked around in this world for decades and really with the intention to embody wisdom, to embody tools, practices, and new learnings that are coming forth as it relates to how our brain functions, how our heart functions, how our being functions, and really look at what works for us, to the extent that our sharings might be able to be a contribution to you. And Kim, where can folks find you?
Oh shit, there goes my ear thing again. Hang on. I got it. I got it. Okay, so you can find me at growingbeyond.com. And you can also find me on Facebook as Kim Coleman. And you can also find me on Instagram as kimcoleman.growingbeyond.
Amazing. And I am on Instagram at the Veronica Rose, Roze. And what are we talking about today, my friend?
Well, one thing, you know what? I thought that it would be nice to remind people that when you're listening to our podcast or anybody's really, um, to show up uh, with a fresh mind, brand new and fresh, not from the place of, oh, yeah, they're talking about that. I know everything about that. Because now you're not open to the possibility of something else, right? And so I have to remind myself of that when I'm in other people's programs as well. It's like, oh, yeah, I knew that back in the 90s. No, if I can show up that way. But when I do show up that way, I'm almost closed off and not really receiving what's going on. So, yeah, let's just show up brand new and fresh, woman.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's easy to just turn things off.
It is.
Let it
And,
and it
and you know what? As you were saying that, it's like, yeah, it's like when you watch, yeah, you might have heard it before, but if it's kind of like, yeah, I've watched that movie before. When you watch it again, different nuances can show up.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, and so I went, to Halifax today, which is a ferry boat ride, and I was thinking, and what was showing up for us to chat about today was prevention, and not prevention from a fear-based place, right? Prevention from awareness and as a practice. So prevention as a practice more than, um So prevention as a practice. So what does that look like for me? It can be where I might learn a tool or whatever. And if I only dig it out of my back pocket when the poop is hitting the fan in my life and I haven't been practicing the tool, there's the energy of the thing that's happening. There's my reaction to the thing that's happening. And now I'm going to pull out a tool because I heard it's a great tool and try to implement that tool. So I'm introducing a brand new energy that I may not have been practicing. So here I've got my energy, I got the energy of the thing, I got the reaction, and now I'm going to try to pull out a new tool, a new energy that my system has is like, what is that? And so, yeah, so prevention to me in this context is consistency with some type of daily practice, whatever the daily practice is. And that can change for me. I get bored, so my daily practice can change. And it should. Well, it could. I'm gonna get rid of the word should, because otherwise I'm living in my box of what my morning practice is. I let it change as it changes. So what about you? I know I just said a lot on that.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have talked a lot and about how important it is to bring, the tools, the wisdom, the embodiment of whatever is a fit for you into your daily life. Right. And so, you know, perhaps when we're first delving into self development, human potential, we are doing it because there are challenging things that we're trying to get rid of or overcome. And so we're starting to look for ways that we can have mastery over the challenges. And so it's often, that's often the catalyst that is the invitation into this inner exploration. And there are a lot of tools that can help us in the moment when something big is happening. But to your point, they're often not as effective as when you are living, breathing, embodying the wisdom as a way of being in life. And so we've talked a lot about how the energy that you bring into a situation is what eventually determines what you will experience in life. And so finding a practice, both in terms of carving out time in the morning or afternoon or evening, whenever that is for you, and as a way of being in life. So as you're going through your day, as you're going to work, as you're interacting with your kids or your family or going to the doctor or whatever that might be, having a way of being that you continue to choose to invoke and to embody really completely is what completely changes the game to elevate us to being the change we want to see in the world.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's about being the change. I mean, the world is the world and what's happening is happening, and energetics is how we be with it. So if I don't have a daily practice, I'm speaking about myself here. If I don't have some type of daily practice, I find that what's going on in the world has a bigger impact on me, right? It has a bigger impact on me. But when I am cultivating my own inner sense of who I truly be, the divine that is within me, the divine that is all around me, and is within all things, the more I cultivate that, I get to witness what's going on in the world way more than reacting to it. And yeah, and so of course we're gonna still have those moments that trigger us and we react to it. I get to go, okay, that thing of life is happening for me. Right, right, right. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that just triggered me. That's letting me know I still have some type of thing in there about that thing. That's letting me know where my own work is. Right? Okay, there's some stuff I can work on. But yeah, the more that I am in my own essence without trying to shove it down somebody else's throat, dear God, just kind of being in the world, radiating, if you will, as the infinite being that I truly be. I get to witness this stuff, but it doesn't land as much. But holy moly, for me, if I'm not doing that, if I don't have some type of practice, which I always have some type of practice, even if I have to set my alarm clock extra early for it, um, there's a huge difference in me. I notice a huge difference in me and how I'm showing up and so when I can show up soft and witness the world doesn't have that impact on me, and I'm no longer putting my energy into the ick.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, consistency about some type of practice, whatever that is. Excuse me, I'm kind of hiccuping here and burping and all the things.
And all the things. That's your embodiment right now.
Yeah.
Um, so it would be interesting, Kim, to hear like you've obviously like you've shared you've done a lot, right? So you've done a lot. Your your practice has evolved a lot. So what are some of the things that you have played with in your practice?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for me, my waking up in the morning is my practice, right? It really is. And it might be a moment of, um, like if I have a recall of a dream, it might be, oh my God, I wonder what that cleared in my field. I don't try to figure it out. I don't, because you know what? It's who knows, right? So yeah, I wake up with gratitude of whatever happened while I was sleeping. Even if it's a nightmare, I'm aware that that is something in my system clearing itself. I don't have to make it, "Oh my god, I had a bad dream." It was like, "Oh, that was interesting." So for me, waking up is a practice for me hugely, and then I have my coffee. My coffee, listen, I'm a mugaholic. I will collect beautiful mugs. So right away, I'm actually engaging with something that is beautiful, right? That I'm like, "Oh my god, that is so pretty." So I'm already connecting with the beauty, right? Yeah, and then for me, me and my coffee, I'm not gonna do my cell phone stuff or all my devices. There of course, there's times when I do, hey, right? Um, so my practice is to have my coffee with me,
Hmm.
with me. Now, what can that look like? That can be where I'm walking around on the property. It can be where I'm just sitting and maybe that's when I'm reading, right? Maybe it's when because I'm also, I'm also like you and many others. I tend to be in different programs. So I might be reading about, you know, my gene keys and my gifts. Well, as I do that, that's activating them more within me. Right? And sometimes I have the tears, like the weepy, oh my God tears. But yeah, so for me then I might go from there and do some of my Kundalini yoga practice with Jai Dev of Life Force Academy. Yeah, and it can change all the time. So today it might be I'm just going to go for a walk in nature with my bare feet on the grass or yeah, so it tends to be something that activates the divine that is within me, that is all around me, and is within all things. And sometimes it can be me just with my coffee in a beautiful mug, all in a beautiful chair. Well, beautiful chair to me, I can take an ugly chair and throw a nice blanket on it. That's a beautiful chair, right? And I could just like literally, say to the divine that is within me, hi. And then I just bring my awareness to the divine that is all around me. Hi. And the divine that is within all things. Hi. And it's as if when I say hi to it, it says hi to me. Right? And so there's all the divine is within everything, even the ugly. Listen, think I spoke about that on a couple episodes ago about, man, I was in a not a pretty place at all. And I didn't think I was connecting with the divine. I was like, I can't even find it. What is this? And then I realized, oh, that's part of it too. Right? It was like, okay, even that is part of it too. And I was like, "I'm funny, I can't even connect to it within me. Where'd it go? Oh, even that's part of it, folks." Yeah, and so what about you, love? What is your consistency and practice and
Yeah, like when I first started out on this journey years and years ago, I really attempted to do meditation and I really committed to it, but it never really like waking up in the morning and meditating, I would just fall asleep. I didn't really, I'd had to, try to squeeze it in before I was going to work um
Right.
and I appreciate my choice to make that a priority. And I'm sure that there was some benefit that I gained from it, but it wasn't something that clicked for me. Um, and so after that, it really became more about weaving it into my days and maybe doing something before I fell asleep, which was a little bit more contemplative. Maybe listening to some music and doing some deep breathing or something like that. And then for me personally, Kim and I both follow Jaidev Singh on Life Force Academy for Kundalini Yoga. When I started to practice that, that changed everything for me as it relates to meditation, because there's body movement and there's breath work that, what feels to me, it really clears the system, right? And so, I don't have all of the science behind it to explain it, but you go through an experience where you can really just feel like, okay, I'm clearing it all out. I'm clearing the cache. I'm clearing the cache of my system. And now it's so much easier for me to access that meditation calmness. It's kind of calms the mind so that it's no longer racing and thinking about things. And I now at that point can connect with the divine, the unseen. And so I find that, I mean, that's been something I've been doing for probably 5 years, and I'm pretty that's what I do first thing when I wake up in the morning. I love breath work, and it doesn't have to be like intense breath work, but even, as I'm falling asleep at night, I'll do, a gentle breath work, to kind of release from the day and, and calm my nervous system. And then I'm fortunate that I live in a place where I see the sunrise. And so I say hello to the sun as often as I can whenever I see it, and just take time to, even if it's 30 seconds, to just bask in it and really receive from it. I really am also very conscious of looking for the beauty in the first moments of the morning, whether that's looking at the snow falling lately, or looking at the sunrise, or looking at, things in my home, whatever it might be, and it can be extremely simple, but just looking for the beauty. And I find that that really sets my day off, to really have that lens through which I am looking for the beauty, and then I see more of it.
I love that. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like, it's 30 seconds, right? You start with where you're at. Um, you start with where you're at. It doesn't have to be an hour. And yeah, the meditations, that never worked for me either. Uh, and so meditation doesn't have to be a stillness. Right? Like, it can be, you're just in that space while you're driving. And I don't mean like, listen, so it's about eyes wide open for me, right? And like you said, you can, feel the sun on your face and go, "Oh, that feels so good." Okay, you're connecting, right? You're connecting. So the sun is activating. It's you're using it as a tool to activate that which is within you, that energetics, right? And so, yeah, so my mug, I'm not projecting the beauty at the mug. I'm using the mug, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's just so pretty." Um, whatever, right? And it's, activating that beauty that is within me. The tools, whether it's the sun or whether it's whatever it is activating it's a tool activating something that is within you. It's not a projection on, and it's not about the thing,
Mhm.
right? It's about whatever it is that activates that beauty that is within every single person, every single thing, right? And so, yeah, whether it's the sun, whether it's a mug, whether it's whatever it is, it's activating that. Nobody's giving you that. The mug is not giving you that. The sun is not giving you that. It's activating it within. And so, yeah, tools are great. And it could be, oh my God, I love that art, that piece of art that I bought. It could be, right? And it's not about the material thing. It's if you look at something and it's like, oh my God, I love that so much. It's a tool. It's a beautiful tool. And when we can use it as such, so many people get caught in, oh yeah, materialism. Yeah, right? It's not about the materialism, it's about what it activates within you.
Right, right.
And can we activate that without a tool? Of course we can. That's the practice. That's the consistency, right? And so now I can be it in the world. I don't take my mug with me when I'm gonna look for beauty in the world, you know what I mean? It's so we're using tools to activate that which is within us, so now we don't need the tools. But that nice little reminder every day sure doesn't hurt, right? And whatever it is, no, I'm using the mug, you're using the sun, but it doesn't matter what it is,
That's the part.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be, being outside in nature. It could be a rock you found in nature or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be whatever it is.
Mm.
But yeah, I find that when we have some connection every single day, it's that consistency thing. And I'll tell you, boy, I don't know about you, Miss V, but when um, like, I definitely noticed the practice of the Kundalini yoga for me. Oh, look at the big old shade on my face. Um, when I definitely notice when I haven't practiced something like that, right?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Right? And I get to go, "Okay, yeah, I have that." And because I've been practicing it, I can do it. I can skip it here and there if life demands that in that moment, right? Um, but yeah, the consistency is like it keeps you it keeps your cup full, right? If I don't use a tool or do a practice or now listen, I'm also on a table receiving some type of energy session or massage or some type of pampering pretty much weekly, right? Um, for me, if I don't keep my cup full and whatever that looks like, however that is, and all of a sudden I'm running on empty, right? When I'm running on empty and now I'm gonna go and do a tool, that now I'm trying to fill an empty cup. But if I keep my cup full and then I'm having a bad day, it doesn't take much to shift that and recognizing even that bad day is part of your experience and part of the divine, right? And but it's kind of like, so that's what how I see, the word prevention kind of showed up here was about the consistency of keeping our cup full instead of trying to fill it from an empty cup. And that those days are going to happen. Those times are going to happen. But when I have consistency and I keep my cup full, it doesn't take much to have my cup overflowing with beauty or whatever it is, right? But if I'm starting from an empty cup, a couple of drops doesn't seem to make a big, huge difference, but you got to start with where you're at. Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the other components I'd like to add is sometimes when we are choosing to engage in a daily practice or a regular practice, we do it with a sense of rigidity. And what I mean is, like, for example, I have a routine where I wake up every morning. Usually everyone else is asleep. And so I have my space to, do the body movement and the breath work and, whatever that entails, the meditation. Um, and sometimes my daughter wakes up and she's in my face and she wants this and that. And I keep going through my practice through the interruptions. And it's easy to wish that those interruptions weren't there. And so I've really practiced embracing and receiving the interruptions and looking for the beauty in them, right? Like looking for the beauty, like how long will I have her at this age? She's going to grow up. Like how long will I have her little giggle? How long will I have her desire to hug me? So instead of like it's easy for our mind to say it has to be this way or else it's not happening at all. And when we can really look at, okay, we're going to open it up and we're going to, have this intention that it's going to be this amount of time and this is what it's going to look like. But life is unpredictable and things will come up. And when we can receive and just flow with the interruptions and even look for the beauty in the interruptions. What is beautiful about the fact that I do have this beautiful daughter that I get to engage with, and how can I, really receive that rather than my mind thinking, ah, this is interrupting me.
I love that. Thank you for that. Cause yeah, it's like literally including everything in our universe, right? I used to teach shamanic journey workshops back in the '90s. Again, everything seems to be a lot of things seem to be in the '90s for me.
That was a good time.
Right? And I would meet people later, and it would be I think it was a 3-day thing, and I would meet people later, and I'd be like, "Hey, how you are you practicing?" Because for me, it's not about you do it for a weekend and it's that too for people. Um, and people would say, "No, my house is too noisy." I can't do it, and I'd be like, "Oh." So then I started in my classes and my treatments or whatever, sharing, "Listen, if it's an ambulance going by or if the phone rings or whatever, don't try to block it out with" right? Because now you're in resistance of it, and that takes a lot of energy. So it's about, you know what? Include it. Include the noise. Make the noise part of your session, your treatment. I love that you brought that up. Thank you. Yeah, it is about including everything in our universe. And on your message there about, you don't know how long you're going to have her for. One of my oldest sisters, she was 10 years older than me. I say was because she died. And she used to call, it could be 3 or 4 in the morning, my time, right? And this was back in the day when I also had a house phone and I had one next to my bed and I would get annoyed with her, right? It was like, oh my, so I got her to write down next to my name and phone number in her little phone piece of paper book. Um, that when it was this time for her, it was that time for me, so that she wouldn't get confused, right? And I'll tell you, I would do anything to have her call me at 3 or 4 in the morning now, right? And so it is that thing of, yeah, I don't hear from her anymore, she's dead, and so, yeah, it exactly to your point, and, yeah.
Deep appreciation.
Yeah. But yeah, that prevention thing and including everything in your universe is like, oh my God, it's so big. And I was saying, the prevention thing, it's like we put gas in our car to prevent it from running out, right? It's no fun to wait until it's run out to put gas in the car. That creates a lot of stuff. A lot of not fun stuff. So yeah, what about us? What if we kept our cup full? What if we kept our gas tank full instead of waiting until it's empty? Right? Just be mindful of okay, yeah, I'm doing all this stuff, la 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 la. Take that pause and do something. Fill your own cup. Remember, you can't give what you don't have. I can't give you $20 if I don't have $20. So the more I fill my cup, not only does the world not impact me, like nails going down the blackboard, but also I'm there for me. I'm developing and creating more and more and more of that divine that is within me, making that part of me really strong. Then I can witness the world without ignoring it or pretending it's not there, right? Trying to, like I said, that trying not to, when you try to pretend that the ambulance going by, you're trying to pretend that that's not happening while you're in meditation. Guess what? It is happening. Can you allow that included in your universe and allow all of it without getting entangled in it? And so, yeah, then you'd start to develop that witness consciousness. Oh my God, so good. Doesn't mean right? Doesn't mean that I don't get hooked at times, but that's when I get to go, okay, that's one of my triggers. Okay. There's a place I'm not free. And I don't get to make myself wrong with that. I get to go, that is the life is happening for me. Oh, now I know I have that thing. Right? Anyway.
Such an important conversation. I love it because and it's been something that we played with for so long and so many years. So I think, the key is what is it? Try something, whatever it might be for you. There's so many tools and modalities and things available to us for free and for, and maybe like Kim, like maybe you have your own. Kim does her own thing. Like maybe you do your own thing, but find something, play with it, try it out. You don't like it, try something else. And, let go of the rigidity, be open to receiving whatever comes in, any time that's allotted for you're processing, and then look at how you can bring that in, weave it into everything that you do through the day.
Yeah, even if go buy yourself a flower, find a rock,
Mhm.
love a mug.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't have to be the big complicated things, but it
Exactly.
can be. It can be that too.
It
And, yeah, yeah, me with my mug thing, listen, I get a lot of mugs. However, at the same time, if I'm like, "Yep, if this one I can pass it on too,"
mm,
right? And so it's not being attached to whatever your thing is, right? Not being attached to it. And,
exactly, it's just an activation of what's available to you within.
yeah, and I mean, I haven't done the Jai Dev, my Kundalini practice in a while. I'm not gonna beat myself up about that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, but I definitely notice there is a difference when I don't do that practice for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Definitely. And yeah, right now I'm doing a big thing with the gene keys and yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Kim, and thank you, everyone. And of course, if you think anyone can benefit from this conversation or any of our conversations, please share, like, subscribe, all the things so that we can feel your love. Message us, put comments, give us ratings, all the things. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kim. Thanks, everyone.